You got locked into with the girl here, Tasha T. Ooh, I guess it in the water. Bringing you another episode of How to Shine Your Light. How to Shine Your Light is brought to you by Light Communications. Now, today, oh, this water feels so good. We're coming back to you now, and we're talking about what really going on with these women. So I was just up there. That's what it was. Anyway, what's going on with these women? So now we're gonna start from women as women. Just like we did the progression with the men, we're gonna do it with the women. So, women, what's going on with us? We ain't doing too good. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, we're doing excellent in some areas. The areas of leadership and management and, being in charge of the next generation and, having our head on in certain ways and making sure our family don't go hungry and making sure we get, our children and everybody get what they need. We're doing good from that front. But as a woman setting examples, we ain't doing good. Oh, let me tell you this water is. We ain't doing good. Oh gosh. We ain't doing good. I'm keeping 100 with you. Our character at Young in one of them other shows I talking about from Young we having esteem issues apparently, because if you're gonna have trains being run at you on you have an issue. You have some kind of esteem issue. Okay, so we ain't good in that front where we allowing people to, where we don't have no pride for ourselves, we don't have no pride for our bodies, we don't have no pride. What really going on? I bet something to say that. Anyway, what's really going on with us? We ain't doing good from the front. We ain't doing good from the front where we're an example to our daughters. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. When I had two boys first before I had my first little girl, right? And to be honest, I must have been in my 30s when I had my daughter, I think. And I did not feel like I was a woman until I had my daughter. I don't know, it was weird. Boys, they were rough, So boys was natural for me because, as a former athlete and all of that stuff. And, I was rough, I still rough. Anyway. But you see, when I had my daughter, I felt as though, yes, I am a woman now. Why? Because I know I have to be that example for my child. I have to be that example for my child. And we parents, we ain't women, we ain't holding that as a piece of the puzzle. No, what's going on with us? We got man arcing and man through and through our children them life, our daughters, especially our daughter. You know how worthless these men are. Do you need to check the quality of that man before you start to bring them around your children, especially your daughters? Now that's the thing going on out here with boys and men and boys and all of that. But more so, safeguard them little girls. Safeguard all your children them, but you have to be. I gotta check this one. I tell you, I gotta check to see what coming. I ain't able. So you have to make sure the men them you're bringing around, man, and stop bringing every man you dating. You don't have to see your children them. If it ain't nothing serious, if it ain't nothing of substance, you're teaching your children them out here to go from man to man to man. You have to provide that kind of stability, and this revolution where it be like it won't matter. It does. So we failing miserably in that aspect. Another aspect where we failing miserably in is this child rearing process. We ain't rearing these children. We giving them what they want. We pushing technology to rear them. And if you know the things whatever you watching, they watching. Because they're on TikTok, they on Insta, they on Facebook, whatever they on. The same platform that you on, they on. Whatever you seen, and in fact some of these They on worse fields than you, because where you might be on health and wellness and all kind of thing, or inspiration and all of that, they on slackness. They on slackness. And guess what? It don't have no parameters. Like for me, when I come home the night time and I done bed and I lay down in my bed for 2 seconds, I gone and I don't know who up doing what. I do not know who up doing what. Okay? And that's how it is. I go in my bed, like they in their rooms. What they doing? Sometimes when I go to wake up people in the morning, you can't get up. What you up all night doing? I can't get no answer. But it ain't no doubt is they up on phone with friends, or they up on these same social media platforms. So we ain't doing a good job there with being that positive reinforcement. You have to talk and you have to teach. We ain't transforming positive knowledge because we all self-negative. You showing your child to be aggressive. You ain't hearing nothing either. You know, you see like how man ain't taking no talk. Woman ain't hearing nothing. You ain't hearing nothing. You only focus on what it is you want to do. And that ain't right. That ain't right. That's why so much disconnect happening. That's why so much disconnect happening. You have to be able to listen. Just like how you want to be heard, people want to be heard. You have to be able to provide solutions. Not everything is about a nag. And sometimes, even though we may be right, at the end of the day, women, we can't beat no man. We can't beat no man. So why would you press them to the point of no control for them to maul you up? I don't understand the logic. You're going to almost dare them to put their hands on you because you feel you got recourse. Yeah, but what if it reaches to a point where you can't have no recourse? What if they take it too far, or the anger was just too much for them to maintain control? You know, think about that. You just think, yeah, do that. You want to see what happen. What you want to see? You go see first. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. So women, we failing miserably. Some of us antagonizing the man them for no apparent reason. Go sit down somewhere. Go sit down, solve the thing them yourself. You're done advanced, because I don't give you your props that you got a head on your shoulders. But when it comes to your esteem, when it comes to the pride for your bodies, when it comes to that transfer of knowledge to your children, when it comes to setting an example for your children, especially the girls, now I understand the situation, how men will leave us vulnerable, and I talked to them about it in the last, one of them shows about when it comes to sorry about that. I talked to them in the last about when it comes to lose my whole train of thought. That burned me, and then they still call it. I didn't even know where I was. Anyway. Wow, I just had a brain freeze. Just because I get interrupted. Anyway. Back to us as women. What's going on with us? We're going to dive into some of the things that more I see women going wrong, and we got to correct it, because somehow I feel if we don't correct it as women, it's not going to be corrected. Because I don't think the men will have what it takes to lead that change. Because at the end of the day, we have more at stake. We have more to lose, we have more to gain. So we don't have to be the one to lead the charge. So start off with being what you expect, you know, and do it for a while and see if that bring any change. You know, if you want peace, be peace. If you want progress, be progress. If you want love, be love. You might have to take that charge and see if they will catch on or jump on board with you. And if you're doing that for a while and you're showing that and still to no avail, then at some point you're gonna have to chalk it up to you throwing your paws to swing. You know what I mean? But be careful with how you're switching out before you give your body. Just get to know people, get to know characters. They ain't just muscles and size and all of that. Ain't all of that. It's character. It's character. It's a quality traits that you looking for, that you need to advance your path. It ain't just about a pretty face or a sexy body and who got the most money and who got both and who got this and who got that. At the end of the day, them same kind of man, they're gonna maul you. Okay? So sorry I lose track about where we're going. But we got a whole series of what going on with women, and we just like the men, we breaking it down. So I gonna come back at you, and we gonna do this thing. We gonna get it together. One love always. Don't feel no way about the men, women. Nothing I say now. I don't feel no way because the end of the day is love. Cause I giving you examples from my vantage too. You understand? So have a wonderful day and blessings.